So when you arrive, you should just find yourself on this street here. You can park on this street here just outside, all the way down to the roundabout at the bottom of this road. But please note that this is only 4 hours max stay from 8:30 AM to 5:30 PM. But then feel free to park outside those hours for free. So you just want to walk down here. You just want to go down these steps towards the end door on your right hand side. And you'll find it labelled number 99. So to access the apartment door, you will find the keypad just on the door handle here. You first just want to touch the keypad and you should see the numbers all light up, just like that. Then you want to put in the 4-digit code that we sent you, followed by the hash. You'll hear it say unlocked, just push the handle down and then push it in. And that's you in. And then shutting it behind you, if you'd like some added security, you'll see this little black switch here. If you push it up, you'll hear it say secure lock is on, and that just means no one can come in from the outside. And then just push the black switch down and that turns it off. And welcome to the apartment. You can find the light switch just on your left hand side, or the main hall lights into the living room. You got some coat hangers on your right for any jackets when you come in. You've got a radiator just below it, and this can be controlled just with this little dial here. So right now it's at the max, which means the most heat's coming out, and you can turn it all the way down to 1, or the snowflake symbol, which just means it's off and no heat will come out. So you can adjust that to whatever setting is the most comfortable for you. And this is the same for all the radiators in the property. So you also got your fire blanket and your fire extinguisher to be used if needed. And then just in this little cupboard here, if the latch is on like that, so you can just open it. This is where you can find the trip switches. You won't need to touch anything in here, but just in case the electricity goes off in anywhere, just lift open this flap and just make sure these are all facing to the upright position on. And if any of them are down, just flip it back up and that should fix the issue for you. So just walking through, on the right hand side you have the first bedroom with the light switch just on your right as well. Some storage space for you. Another radiator at the bottom. And then you have your bedside lights as well, which you can control just with this little switch here. Then you have your window. To open this, just turn it to the left 90 degrees and that'll open it from the top. And then push it back in. If you want to open it fully, just turn this dial straight up and it will open all the way in like that. And then to lock it, just make sure it's facing back down again. To use the blinds, you can just open and close them, just lifting up this little lever, and then you can twist this pull to shut them and open the individual blinds. And then you've also got your curtains too. Then another radiator at the bottom with the same controls as the hallway. And then there's a little fan for you, just in case it gets a little hot. You can use that. Going straight across, we have the second bedroom with the ensuite in it. This also has bedside lights, which are a little bit different. For these, simply just pull them out and it will turn on, and then you can twist it and adjust the angle to whatever you'd like. And then as soon as you push it back in, they'll just go off themselves. And there's a little USB plug for you as well to charge any phones right next to the bed. And then you have a little cupboard with any extra bits that you might need, and some storage space for you. So you've got your dustpan and brush, you've got your ironing board, another little fan, a drying rack at the back, and then your iron at the top. Another radiator, same controls on the side, and then the window is the same controls as the other bedroom, just using the handle to open and close it. the pull to close the individual blinds, and then open and close it with this little lever. Just behind this door is where you'll find the ensuite bathroom and shower. The light switches are just on the outside. The left hand side one will just turn on the main light, but the right hand side one turns on the under unit lights. Please make sure that this is on because this is for the electric shower, so if this is turned off, the shower won't work. So you have your toilet just with the flush at the top, and your lovely sink with the lights at the bottom, as well as some more storage space for you. Simply just push this in to open and close it. A radiator to dry off any towels with another little adjusting dial at the bottom. Then you have your sink, which has its little temperature signs on the left and right, so just turning on when it's on the left is hot and the right is cold. You just pull it towards yourself to turn it on. The plug is just a push plug, so if you push it in, that's it closed and no water will drain. You lift it up and then it will drain the rest. Then you have your electric shower. I'm going to turn this just so I don't get soaked when it goes on. But simply just press this on button. Now turn on, and then you have your temperature dial, which is left being cold, right being hot, and you just adjust this to whatever's most comfortable for you. And then you also have these two little buttons here, which is just the pressure of the water or the cold setting as well. And to turn it off, just press the on button again. And it'll take a second, and then cut off. There's also a lock on the bathroom, so if you do want it locked, just turn to the left, and then to unlock it, turn to the right. On the outside of the bathroom, you will find this little thermostat here. This is for the heated floors. So to use this, all you need to do is use the arrows on the right hand side. So you'll see the actual temperature of the floor in this white number at the top, and the target at the bottom. So if I wanted to increase it, just tap the up arrow and it'll go up in 0.5s. And then set it to whatever you want, and then this will just keep increasing until it hits that. And then to reduce it, just press the down arrow the same way. Heading out the bedroom areas, we have the lovely open plan living room and kitchen, as well as the smart TV and electric fireplace. These are both controlled just with the remotes on the left hand side. So this one is for the electric fireplace. So first of all, you just want to make sure that it's turned on by the switch. As you can see, that just did turn on then. And then now you know there's power to it, just press the red on button and that will turn on all the flames for you. Using this little flame button, we'll just adjust the height of the flames to whatever you like, and then this top left light button just adjusts the brightness of the rocks. And if you want heat to come out of it, you just need to press this little thermostat button, and then you'll see the heat on the top right hand side, and then you can just adjust this, the plus and minus on the remote. So if you want to bring it down, just press the minus button and that will drop the heat, or the plus button to increase it. And you can also set timers and whatever else you'd like to do. And to turn it off, just press the off button again. For the TV, you just want to grab this small Samsung remote and press the on button on the top left, and that'll turn the TV straight on. And then you can cycle through just with this little circular bit in the middle of the remote, just pressing the right to go right, left to go left, and then you're up and down. And to select any apps, just press this center button. So you can go through, it's a smart TV, so it's got all the apps that you might want. You can cycle through and find the one that you're after. Or if you'd like to watch live TV, simply just go back up to the top where it says live, cycle to that, and then you can watch through any of the live channels and sports that you're looking for. You have your volume button on the left hand side, so we're just pushing it down to decrease it and up to increase it. And you can turn it off just with the same button. you'll find the Wi-Fi hub just in the corner. You know this is working fine just because all these lights are green, but if any of them are orange or red, then you just know there might be an issue and we can help you figure it out. The login details can also be found on the bottom of the router. Just make sure it's popped back on after. You've got a little lamp on the side as well that you can just turn on with this little foot plug. And a lovely designed seating area for you. You'll find the main thermostat for the flat here. This is just exactly the same controls as the ensuite floor one. We just increase tap it up arrow to increase the target temperature and down to reduce it. Another radiator in the middle with the same dials. Some bins for you. And then you have your dining area and kitchen. You can find the light switches just here. The left hand side one will just turn on the main kitchen lights. The middle one turns on the little lights above the dining table. And the right hand side one will just turn on that back light there. For the kitchen, in this first cupboard here is where you will find the fridge and the freezer just below it. Moving along the counter, you have your kettle and your espresso machine. For the kettle, simply just lift this lid off. You can pour your water in the top, pop the lid back on, and then push this lever down. And then once it's finished, it'll just pop straight down. For the Nespresso machine, you just need to take this lever and lift it up, and then you'll find a little slot for your pods to go into. Pop your pod in and lift this down. And then these two lights will light up, and then you have your right hand side one for a big cup and your left hand side one for a small cup, and you can just choose whichever one you like. You do need to make sure that there's water in the little water tank at the back, so you can just lift this up by pulling it back and lifting it up. You can fill your water into this little lid here, and then pop it back on. Just like that until it clicks in. Then you're good to go. You have your Induction Hob, oven and Extractor Fan just above it here. So for the Induction Hob, you can just turn this on, press holding down this on button in the middle. You'll hear the beep and all these red lights go on. And then you have your little circles to show you which one controls each hob. So if you want to turn on this bottom right one, just hold that down and you'll see the number display. This is the heat of the hob. You can just change this by cycling through the different temperatures, with 9 being the highest, all the way down to 0. Just with these little dots here, with the biggest ones being the higher temperatures and the smallest being the lowest. You'll see this little display here. That is just because it's an induction hob, so it won't actually turn on until your pan is on the hob. So just note that in case you're wondering why it wasn't working. You can also set your timer just at the top as well. And to turn it off, just hold the on/off button again. You've got your extractor fan just above with the little buttons. So to turn the light on, just hold the light button down, that'll go straight on. And then you've got your 1, 2 and 3, this is just for the force of the fan. So 3 being the highest. You just hold it down and you'll hear that come on. And 1 being the lowest. And to turn them off, just press them again. So just below we have the oven, which may be a little bit different to ones you've normally used. So you can just turn it on with the on/off button. And you'll see that boots up. And then if you press, this is also a touchpad, so you can cycle through any of the settings. But if you press on types of heat, you can go through any of the ones you like. And you can press the back one to go back to the main display. And then if you press on meals, this will just show a bunch of different preset options that you can choose from. If you find one that's similar or the exact one you're after, just press it. And it will come up with this little display here, so you can see the temperature and the cooking time and other information you might want. So if you press this, you can adjust it to whatever you like just by dragging it over or just tapping it. Press the tick to save it, and the same for the cooking time. And then once you've done that, just press the play pause button and that will turn on. Just as so. There you are. And to turn it off, just press the off button again. You have your welcome basket just here. Any amenities you might need to get you started. Your toaster at the back. Just plug this in so I can show you. So you just pop your bread in or whatever it is you're having, push the lever down, and if you want it to end early, just press the eject button, and you can cycle this dial to whatever temperature you'd like it to be at. Here's your kitchen sink, just with the little control dial on the left. You just push it out to the right, that'll turn the water on. Then you can cycle it between hot and cold water. And underneath the sink is just any other bits that you may need. You'll find the washer and dryer just in this drawer underneath the sink. You can control this just with the temperature, sorry not the temperature, the dial at the top. Just turn it to whatever setting you'd like. So if I'd like a synthetics one, just make sure it's pointing at synthetics, and you'll see this display come on, and you can press and cycle through any of the other settings you'd like. And then just press the start pause button to start it, and to turn it off, just press it back to the off button. You've also got your little tray just for any softener and washing up liquid you may want to use. Just to the left of the oven is where you'll find the dishwasher as well. So to use this, you've got your on or off button on the right hand side, just press that. You'll see these lights come on. Then you can press the P button to cycle through all the different programs to the one you want. So if one didn't eco, just make sure the white light's on eco. And then simply just close it, and then once it's shut, it'll just begin its cycle. You have to turn it off. Just press the off button again. You've got your little tray here just for your washing up tablet. You just pop it in and then cover it over like that. And to bring it back up, just slide this little grey bit to the side. So you'll find these light switches just on the wall here. This right hand side one just controls more of the kitchen lighting. This middle one turns on the side lighting in the bathroom, and then the left hand side one just turns on the main bathroom lights. So before going in, you'll see another thermostat just on the left hand side of the wall. This controls the heated floor off the bathroom. This is controlled the exact same way as the hallway one, so you can just increase the target by pressing the up arrow. It'll go up in 0.5s, or you can just decrease it. If you're going to use the sauna, please just make sure that the Sauna Fuse is on. If this is off, the keypad won't light on and you won't be able to turn it on or adjust it. This is where you'll find the lovely sauna, walk-in shower, and jetted bath as well. So before using the sauna, please just check that there's nothing inside that's been accidentally left. No towels or clothes or anything. So the sauna is all controlled just by this little keypad here. And to turn it on, you simply just need to press this in once. And if you see this lock come on when you press it, this is just a child lock feature. So you can easily turn this off just by holding the knob in, turn 90 degrees to the right, 90 degrees to the left, and back to the middle. As you will see, that'll turn it off. So right now, this is the current temperature of the sauna, and this little number on the top right is the target temperature. So it's off just now. If I want to turn it on, I just need to press this knob in once, and you'll see the little heat symbol come on, and you'll hear a click in the sauna, which just means it's turned on. So you simply, if you want to adjust the target temperature, you can just turn the dial to the left to decrease it, or to the right to increase it. And it won't go above 80, so you can adjust it to anything you like, up to 80. It'll normally take about an hour for it to reach the target temperature, So please keep that in mind if you want to use the sauna straight away. If you want to set a timer on this, so say you're going out and you want it to turn on in, say, 15 minutes or an hour, you just need to hold this knob in for about 6 seconds. If you see this come up, just keep holding it down and it will turn to the sauna page just like that for the timer. And then you can just adjust the timer in increments of 15 minutes. And then as soon as you found the one you want, so say half an hour, just press it in and that will set it, and you can see the timer at the bottom, which will count down. You have to press this knob in as soon as you set the timer that you want, otherwise it will just take you back to this main page and you'll just have to hold it down for 6 seconds to go back to the timer page. So if you want it to start straight away, just press it in again and it will cancel the timer and then it will go on. But please note that timer is for when it will start heating, not for when it will be heated. So just keep that in mind in case you want to use it by the time you get back from going shopping or exploring Edinburgh. When using the sauna, you just have to make sure that this door is kept closed. Because number one, if it's kept open, you'll see a little error code displayed on the digital pad saying that the sauna door is open, because it's a safety feature that won't let it keep heating up. And every time that you open the door, it will just let heat out, so it'll take a lot longer for the sauna to reach the temperature you set it to. So inside is where you'll find the heated electric rocks. So you can add water to these to make some steam come off and make the air a little bit more moist if it's getting dry. You just want to take around 80 mils of clean warm water to add on at a time. And it has to be water, please don't put any oils or anything on it, otherwise it might damage it. And you need to add the water straight onto the rocks and not onto these exposed metal parts here. So before you add the water, you just have to make sure that these rocks are hot enough and heated up to the point where the water will evaporate straight away. And then please don't add any more until the rocks are completely dry again. When you're adding water, just make sure that nobody's stood right next to it, as really hot steam will come out that could definitely burn somebody. So you've also got your toilet just here with the flushers at the top. You have your lovely mirror with a little light just on the side, with your sink and some more under unit storage for you. The sink's just controlled the same as the other ones. Just pull the handle towards you to make the water come out, and then to the left hand side is hot and the right hand side is cold, and just push it back in to turn it off. For the bath, this is just controlled by each tap. So you have your cold water tap and your hot water tap. So just turn it to the right and that'll turn on the cold water. Same as with the hot one, but just turn it to the left. And then if it's too hot, you can just adjust the cold one a little bit too, so you get the right heat of water coming out. For the plug, this is just a push plug. Simply just push it in like that and that'll stop any water draining. And just push it in again to bring it up. You'll also see these little jets in the bath. These can be turned on just by these little buttons at the top here. If you just press these in, and that'll turn them on. For the shower area, you have your rainfall shower head, and then you've got your smaller shower head too. These are both controlled just at this little dial here. So you have your dial to turning the showers on, and then your temperature one too. So if you turn it to the left, to the 1 symbol, this will just turn on the main rainfall shower, and then turn it to the right hand side, and that'll turn on the little shower head. And then back to the middle, just turns them both off. For the heat, just turn it to the right for cold water, and then for hot water, just want to turn to the left. But you'll see if it gets stuck in the middle, this is just because you push this little button down, and then you can turn it to the hot water. And then back to the middle, you'll see it pops up again. Have a little radiator for drying any towels after your showers. Also just controlled with a little temperature dial at the bottom. So when departing, please just make sure that all the lights are turned off, as well as the Sauna Fuse. And just head all the way back around to the front door. Back into the courtyard. And just make sure that it's shut behind you. Give it a little push to make sure that it's locked. And that's all that you need to do. And then you can just head back out onto the main street. Thank you very much for staying with us, and we hope to welcome you back in the future.